Well, we only got it once, but it was a wild ride to the end. Hey, everybody, welcome to After Action Report, your recap show for all 29 matches to keep you caught up on all the action. I am your host, Megs, here for the Call to Action podcast channel, here giving you the breakdown of the stats for this week's match. Now, this was our last regular season match until we get to Spectacular. And speaking of that, I also am going to be breaking down the announcement that Christian did over on The Big Thing earlier today about Spectacular specifically. But this past week's match was a double teams debut. I'm, of course, talking about the Alliance, Mark Andreyko and Kevin Smets facing off against Wingblades of Glory, Wingblade, and Glory Jean. Coming out of round one, Wingblades of Glory are up by 2, 18-16. And Draco, Wingblade, and Glory all come away with 9, just missing out on that perfect round one by 1 question each. And Smets rounds it out with 7 points. In round 2, Wingblades of Glory defer to the Alliance, who spin away from the Emmas and end up taking Stephen King, where they come away with 8 out of 10 points, checking down to multiple choice on 1 question. They miss that question, but it is not stolen. Wingblades of Glory decide to take Meg Ryan on their first spin, and they sweep the category for the full 10 points. This gives Wingblades of Glory a gain of 2 points to now be up by 4, 28-24. In round 3, Andreyko hits his 2-pointer in Ramus and the Reitmans. Smets has a big pull for his 3-pointer in Martin Scorsese. That sends it to Wingblades of Glory, where Wingblade misses a 2-pointer in Morgan Freeman, but Glory hits her 3-pointer in New Releases, which sends it back to the Alliance for their 5-pointer in Sequels and Prequels, which they hit, forcing Wingblades of Glory to answer a 5-pointer in Marvel that they hit. And this gives Wingblades of Glory the win with a final score of 36-34, where the Alliance answered 23 of 28 questions for 82% accuracy and scored 81% of 42 available points. Wingblades of Glory answered 25 of 29 questions for 86% accuracy and scored 84% of 43 available points. So I think this was an awesome end to our regular season because even though Wingblades of Glory were ahead at the end of every round, you still weren't quite sure how that match was going to end. I was on the edge of my seat there in round 3 because at any point up until you got to that final question, you weren't entirely sure who was actually going to win. And even though there's a little bit of recency bias here, just based on the reactions of everybody in the studio and everyone that I've talked to, that poll of Kevin Smets in that round 3 for his 3-pointer definitely ranks it up there with amazing polls, right up there with Josh McCouga and Stacey Howard. Again, with it being a recent thing, I don't know exactly where it would rank, but be sure to leave down in comments if you think that that should be the top one, or if there was a previous poll from another match that you think topped this moment. And overall, when you look at the accuracies and potential points earned for both of these teams, it was pretty impressive for 2 debut teams, but it also got me thinking how they rank up against other debuting teams. This list are teams that won their debut and had an accuracy that was higher than the average team accuracy in this season, which that accuracy is 86. The list of teams here is ordered by debut date, and if you'll notice, 10 of them, all of those over on the right side, are teams from this season. So we definitely had a ton of new teams this season, and it was a stacked division overall. The 2 teams highlighted in red over on the left side, Danger Zone and Chaos Theory, had the highest accuracy for a debuting team, also accounting for potential points earned. Chaos Theory just squeaks out ahead of Danger Zone with a 96.3 accuracy and a 94.4% potential points earned. And that just beats out Danger Zone with a 96 accuracy and a 94.3 potential points earned. And also an honorable mention to Final Exam, who also had a 96% accuracy, but their potential points earned was slightly lower. So moving forward, starting this next week, we're going to be seeing both new and previously Patreon exclusive exhibition matches released on the Schmodown Archives channel up until we get into October, as well as also, again, starting after September 1st, all of the previous season matches will be living on that channel. So, with the release of exhibition matches, I'm going to take advantage of this brief lull and I'm going to be taking 2 weeks off of this show. So, there will not be a new release show for the next 2 weeks. However, we got a huge announcement today over on The Big Thing with Christian giving us the full card for Spectacular. I have these matches listed by order of how they were announced, not how they will appear on the final card. First, we have Star Wars title match. It's the Battle of the Dimolanta household with Andrew versus Nikki. We're going to get a teams title match, which will be the rematch between Shazam and King Arthur. What will likely open the event will be a 3-round teams match, which will feature the reunion of Who's the Boss against the ruling class, which will also happen to put Gucci up against the Flirtenflaus. Next, we heard there will be an IG title match, which will be a 4-person match with defending champion Robert Parker against Kevin Smets, Chandra Dandapani, and we see the return of Mara Kanapik. We also will get the long-awaited match between Dan Murrell and Sam Levine for the singles title as our main event. And last but not least, Marisol McKee will face off against, again, a long-awaited return for Rachel Cushing in a 3-round singles match. And that is going to do it for this week's episode. But don't worry, I'm going to be back on the 18th and the 25th, giving a 2-part breakdown of this entire card that we just got, giving you breakdowns, previews, some predictions on what we could see in this amazing final event. As I said, I will be breaking this preview episode into 2 weeks, so be sure to keep an eye on both mine and the C2A's social accounts for more details as we get closer. The actual dates of these episodes may have to shift based on my schedule, but I'll be sure and keep you guys well informed. If you haven't already, make sure you hit like on this video, you're subscribed to the channel, and leave comments with your thoughts on the episode. The match breakdowns presented here will be posted on Twitter and Facebook. Until next time, for the entire Call to Action podcast crew, I'm your host, Megs. This is After Action Report, signing off.